Welcome to another edition of the Executive Digest. And today, all the way from Bangalore, we have Aditya Bharti. And I'm going to turn it over. So tell us, a little bit about yourself and the cool stuff you're doing at Flytest.
First of all, thank you, Adam, for having me in this podcast. Hello, guys. I'm Aditya Bharti, co-founder of Flytest.ai. So we are building an agentic AI-powered no-code or low-code QA automation platform that lets team create test cases using Chrome extension or even plain English. Our system offers live visual feedback for web-based automation, and we are actively rolling out mobile testing support. While tools for developers have exploded, supercharging code production, QA tools haven't kept up. That's the gap we are closing. Our AI strategy centers around deploying multi-agent systems that can independently schedule, detect, and diagnose flakiness so teams can move forward fast without fear of breaking things.
Great. I've been working with software teams forever. And when I need to know quickly if they have their act together, I don't want to hear about the programming. I want to hear about their QA systems and their DevOps, because that's the real indicator of if you're to win. So, what are the biggest risks and challenges that's shaping your industry right now?
So the biggest challenge shaping the QA industry right now is growing mismatch between development velocity and QA reliability. Dev teams are shipping faster than ever thanks to AI copilots, how platforms and microservices have evolved, but QA hasn't evolved at the same pace. That leads to flaky tests, late feedback loops, and risk cost quality. Another huge risk is the illusion of coverage. Team thinks automation means confidence, but without risk-based insights or self-healing, most test suits just go through the motions. At last, trust in AI, everybody wants to plug in LLM and call it automation, but without explainability or proper oversight, you are not scaling, you are just gambling.
One of my cautionary tales for everyone is the fact that we want to leverage AI means we have to improve the quality of the conversations in companies, right? Otherwise, we're just going to scale the dysfunction. So I think that's a really great point.
That's true.
But so what are the key ingredients for building high performance teams in environments of high complexity and change?
So you build resilient team by creating clarity, autonomy, and feedback loops. In high change environments, we don't need rigid hierarchies, we need ownership. Every team at Flytest owns a vertical, whether that's agent orchestration, Chrome tooling, or test analytics. They ship, learn, and iterate fast. We keep roles fluid but expectations sharp. Complexity is handled through systems, CI/CD pipelines, internal tooling, async updates. We invest in cross-functional empathy. Our AI engineers know what frustrates testers. Our designers understand dev workflows. That overlap is where consistency is born.
There are a lot of good practices in there. What are the main drivers when you see teams that aren't able to keep their commitments? What's causing that?
Okay. So the root cause is usually isn't lack of skill. It's unclear scope, shifting priorities, or over promising without buffers. In QA specifically, if automation breaks or flakiness spikes, teams end up firefighting instead of building. That creates a vicious cycle: more pressure, less testing, high bug rates. Missed delivery once is a mistake. Repeating it means your system is broken.
Excellent. We have a similar category. If teams are missing their deadlines, let's say 2 weeks in a row, blame the team. If they're missing it 4 weeks in a row, then blame management.
Yeah, even I have done that in the past.
Okay. So now you get to show off your brilliance. What are the two big hot takes that you want to tell executives that they need to be thinking about?
So most executives obsess over developer velocity, but ignore testing velocity. 90% of flaking test issues aren't bugs. They are broken test logics or unstable environments. And yet, teams spend weeks chasing ghosts. If your platform doesn't auto isolate flakiness with agentic recovery, you are burning engineering hours on test archaeology.
Oh, that was great. And what's your second bit of advice?
Second bit of advice is always keep on evolving, dedicate few members from the team to listen to the podcast, to listen to the keynotes of the current advancement in the system so that they can try to inculcate these new advancements to you because the technical shift is happening very rapidly, weekly or monthly. You should not wait for more than a month to get for new updates. You should always be updating yourself.
I think that's a great point because there's always one or two members of the team that are listening to everything. And then there are a bunch of the members of the team that aren't listening to anything. And you should just even out that knowledge. Let people share. I don't see enough weekly brown bag lunches and share best practices because it is changing that fast. So I
Yeah.
think that's a really great thing that's got to get engineered in.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are two blogs, podcasts, articles, or books that you want to recommend to our audience?
So we as a Flytest team, we want to recommend Test Guild Automation podcast, which we avidly watch with our team members. So it's by Joe, and this is the OG automation test show running weekly since 2014, and it dives deep into AI in QA, test tool trends, and real world automation challenges. Recent episodes like one with Fizz Nolan on Gen AI in QA tackles active agent workflow and risk orchestration. And the other is Q Info by Adam Sandman on generative AI and the future of software testing.
Great. So, you ready for the secret question?
Yeah.
What is your favorite vegetable?
Eggplant.
Eggplant.
Yes.
Excellent. How do you cook it?
So we bake it, and sometimes we bake it on a charcoal and sprinkle some pepper, and we fry some onion, mix it, and put some mustard oil on top of it, and we have it with litti. And this litti and this eggplant, we call it chokha. This is one of the favorite dish of one of the part of the northern India called Bihar.
And what was litti?
Litti chokha.
What is litti? What do you
Litti
make?
is wheat dough. In the wheat dough, inside the wheat dough, you put gram flour and bake it in an oven, or you can put it on a charcoal.
Wonderful. All right. I can't wait to barbecue at your house.
Definitely. Please do contact whenever you are back in India, anywhere. And I would love to host you in our office. And I'll let you meet all my team members and give some inspiring speeches to them.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Such a pleasure, Aditya. And I have such a soft spot for QA. When I was back at Apple, they were my favorite people. How did I say it? You don't get what you like, you get what you specify, but you don't get what you specify. You only get what you test.
Yes.
Your software, your product will always be fully tested. You just have to decide how much of that testing you're going to make your customers do.
That's true.
Such a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on board, and have a great evening.
Thank you, Adam. Have a great day.